Today, we're going to talk about how powerful God is. He's all powerful. That's why we say He is omnipotent. That means all powerful. He's stronger than Superman, Batman, any superhero you can think of. They have nothing on him. Just imagine if you were back in the days of Moses, where they had to have a tabernacle and only one priest could go in a year, because if you saw him, you would die. Now back then they didn't have praise and worship like we have it today, but let's just think if we were outside the gates or in the outer court. Not only is God all powerful, but He is omnipresent. That means He can be everywhere at the same time. He can be here with us. He can be on the other side of the globe with your friends in China. He can be everywhere at the same time. And God said unto Moses, I am that I am. And He instructed him to tell the children of Israel that I am have sent me unto you. Let's look at a parable that describes God's omnipresence.
The kingdom of God is like the air. It is everywhere. When the air moves, it becomes the wind. Wind that blows through the grain, moves the leaves in the trees, and turns around the weather vane on the roof of the farmhouse. When the wind brings in the clouds, it becomes a storm. And the force of that storm is more powerful than anything we can imagine. But when the lightning from the storm strikes the weather vane, the power of that lightning does not destroy the farmhouse. Instead, that power is redirected to the ground so that the farmhouse is safe. The point is this: the Bible teaches us that God, by His Spirit, is everywhere, just like the air in that illustration. The word is He is omnipresent. The Bible also teaches us that God exercises prerogative within His presence, His omnipresence. In other words, He at times especially works in certain places at certain times, like the idea of the wind turning the weather vane. The Bible also teaches us that God is all powerful. The word is omnipotent. Just like the storm in that illustration is more powerful than anything we can imagine, so it is that God possesses all the power of the universe. But
Officer Do-Good, tell the kids what you think about God's omnipresence and His omnipotence, and how the air and the storm demonstrate that.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Officer Do-Good. This is my dog Shep. And this here is a genuine weather vane. I got it from a friend of mine who lives upstate in the country. The idea of the weather vane is it reminds us about the air, because the air becomes the wind and the weather vane tells us which way the wind is blowing. God is everywhere like the air. Huh? What is that? That's a rooster. It's like a boy chicken. What? Why did they use a rooster? Well, I don't know. It's like a decoration, you know. Why didn't they use a dog? I don't know why they did. Stop interrupting me. I don't know why they didn't use. Anyway, I was saying that the weather vane also reminds us of the storm. The storm is more powerful than anything we can imagine, but when the lightning from the storm comes and hits the weather vane, it gets devoided to the oil. Jesus Christ took the punishment that we deserve for our sins, so He's like our lightning rod. What's that? Can you touch the weather vane? Yeah, okay. That's good. Go ahead. Yeah. Shep is moving the weather vane just like the wind. This is Officer Do-Good saying, remember, God is everywhere and God is all powerful.
Thanks, Officer Do-Good. And this concludes our lesson on God's omnipotence and omnipresence.